Hi everyone, Marie here at Funding for Good's home office, and today we're going to talk about a topic that everyone's familiar with. Sometimes it gets shoved under the rug and we just want to kind of bring it to light today, and that is employee or personnel burnout. It happens all the time. In fact, 90% of nonprofit employees and volunteers report that they've either transitioned into a new role, or they've left the nonprofit, or they're currently just surviving in the nonprofit world despite severe burnout. And that happens for a lot of different reasons, but we're going to tackle a few of those today. One is the fact that most nonprofit employees kind of adopt that mission focused calling of, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. It doesn't matter if I have to work overtime without pay. It doesn't matter if I miss my day off, because the mission is important. And I want to remind you, when you get on an aircraft and they're giving you the safety procedures, they always say, reach for your own oxygen mask and secure it on yourself before you try to help someone else. In the nonprofit world, we often forget that example. We try to save everyone else before we take care of our own physical and mental health. As someone who served as an executive director and program director for well over a decade, I can tell you that, not only am I guilty of this personally, but I see a lot of times unknowingly in leadership positions, we kind of expect the same of our staff, and that's really not fair. Simply because we do it is not a good enough reason to expect the people who are around us to compromise their health, whether it be physical or mental. So a few things that contribute to the burnout. One, obviously lack of competitive pay. And you may say, okay, yes, I get that. Some nonprofits are reporting not only that they aren't getting competitive pay, but they're not getting paid on time, if they get paid at all. And that's just simply unacceptable, because a nonprofit is a business, and it's illegal for businesses to withhold payment from their employees. So if you find yourself in a position where you're not paying your employees, or you're missing deadlines for state and federal tax payments, then you need to really be taking that as a red flag and meeting with your board. So a way to remedy that is make competitive pay and your value system of your employees a part of your strategic plan. Talk to your board and say, how do we ensure that we can keep the best people in here? And it doesn't mean that you're looking for that raw talent that's working for free. You get what you pay for. So I encourage you to say, how can we attract the best people to our field? How can we ensure that we can keep them through competitive pay, benefits, and performance-based incentives? So that's one thing there. Another thing is just reducing the toxic nature of a workplace. It can get overwhelming in the workplace when everyone's rush. Deadlines are not often realistic. People, with the lack of a strategic plan, lack of short-term goals and plans, it creates a lot of pressure on staff to just respond where there's a crisis. So I would encourage you, if you don't already have one, work on a strategic plan, break that plan into steps, actionable steps, and make sure that the employees and volunteers in your organization understand priorities, because at the end of the day, they're going to have to make choices. You don't want them sacrificing their health to achieve goals that are not necessarily priority in the moment. So having clear priorities laid out for your staff is going to be really helpful, and making sure they know what those are, so that when they're taking vacation time, they can truly take vacation time. If they have a day off, people aren't calling them with, we say, if it's no flood or no blood, then it's not a crisis. In our world, everything seems to be a crisis. So we're going to share a few more tips. If you would like more information on this topic, check out our blog on burnout in the nonprofit world.